Next up at UFC Vegas 92, we have Adrian Yanez taking on Vinicius Salvador. Vinicius Salvador. That's a typo because he made a whole thing like my name is Yanez, not Yanez, and I want to be called the right thing. And so I was trying to be respectful, and in my head I'm like Yanez. So I didn't even realize I spelled it like that. So I must have just spelled it phonetically. Have you seen Dave Portnoy figure these things out? I think I mentioned that. He literally discovered that on a live stream, and it like blew his mind. He couldn't figure what is going on, but he doesn't use a Mac. So he's doing it and it's not working, but the other people he's doing the show with, they have Macs and it's working for them. And watching him do old man confused stuff is really funny because I was too. Yeah, I'm like that woman at, Thomas Jefferson University. What the hell was I saying? Oh, like that woman at Thomas Jefferson University that was sounding out these names phonetically.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
But they didn't tell her. They had two lists. They had the regular names and then the phonetic names. And they didn't tell her that they gave her the phonetic name list. So she was like, she absolutely butchered it. Either way, we got Adrian Yanez taking on Vinicius Salvador. Adrian Yanez 16-5 in his career. 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off back-to-back finish losses. Vinicius Salvador 14-6 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5, coming off back-to-back decision losses. Both of these guys trying to find their footing again. Vinicius is doing so by moving up in weight. He's a long striker. He's got incredible volume, solid accuracy, and what he thinks, and I keep saying this over and over, is that Roy Jones Jr. style boxing defense. He moves like this. He's going like that. And he doesn't work as well for him as you think it would, or as he thinks it does, because he does have a negative striking differential. He will keep his hands unreasonably low. He will bob and weave. He is durable. He's got some power in his hands. He's got some power in his feet. His takedown defense is not great, but he uses his length on bottom to throw things up, scramble, and work his way out of there. He's taking on Adrian Yanez. Adrian Yanez is one of the more technical strikers in this division. He's fast. He's got high striking IQ, very real power, and he does have a decent chin. We watched Rob Font knock him out, but Rob Font it was literally a perfect punch that landed incredibly well. And we did just watch him get finished by Jonathan Martinez, but that was leg kicks. Adrian Yanez lets his hands go. They are fast. They are accurate. They find their mark. He has 8 fights in the UFC with 5 fight of the night bonuses, 5 stoppage wins, great takedown defense. It is listed at 100%, 0 offensive takedowns whatsoever. I do like Adrian Yanez. I do think he's very good. I don't know what the 2 losses in a row are going to mean. Sometimes that'll mess with your psyche. Adrian Yanez is going to be the much better striker here. His takedown defense should hold up. He is going to be the pick. He's going to be the pick. But minus 325, and I get Vinicius is moving up in weight, minus 325 might be a little tricky. I don't know if I'm going to do anything with this because I just want to see Adrian come out there, get another win, and see how he looks. He looked fine against Jonathan Martinez till his leg was chopped up. So I just got to see a little bit more. But Adrian Yanez is going to be faster, going to be a million times better in the striking department, and going to have good enough takedown defense to keep it there. So Adrian Yanez is going to be my pick, but the odds do seem a bit wide. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to give up on my guy, Adrian Yanez, just yet, right? I mean, that's typically after a couple losses, everyone abandons their favorite fighters and said they need to move on. This is a great matchup for him. Vinicius is a hands low, flashy type of guy. He showed off a little bit more, toughness in his last fight. I think the up and weight is going to help a little bit as well. Honestly, I wish somehow both these guys could win. I love Adrian Yanez. Vinicius is, at Team Hebas, so we have that connection as well. So I wish there was some way that both these guys could win. But Yanez should be, the better boxer. That's all it really should come down to. My advice for Adrian would be, you don't have to come out and try to prove a point. I know he's a proud dude. He's definitely embarrassed by the back-to-back losses, especially getting finished, back-to-back times with the leg kicks. You get knocked out. And a lot of times you come in, you want to get it back. And Vinicius is going to be standing in front of you, and it's going to look very easy. It's going to look easy. His hands are going to be low. At times he could be sticking his chin out. Just be patient. Just be patient because Vinicius is going to do the wild stuff. He's going to be live early, but if you stay patient, he's going to get even more wild. He gets frustrated. He'll put his back against the fence. He's like, come here, like the Anderson Silva. He's a very proud striker in his own right. If you stay patient, he's going to get even more wild, and just regular ass boxing will be just enough. Eventually, you'll hit him enough. You'll be able to wear him down, and it can be like that Randy Costa KO TKO where you just finally get him against the fence, you crack him with a shot, and then you're going to be able to finish him. Don't come in and see this guy with his hands low because he does do wild stuff and he does have power. I think, 14 of his wins, I think most of them are KO wins, 13, whatever it is, if not all of them. I mean, this guy is a finisher. Take your time. He's going to do the wild stuff. He's going to be egging you on. There's not going to be a crowd booing. You're at the apex. Let's get this win. It should be a win. Just box this guy. Stay clean with it. The knockout will find itself, Adrian. There's no doubt about that. Vinicius is a fun dude. He's definitely a fun dude to watch. I think that he's just going to be a little bit overmatched in the boxing here. But he's wild enough that he could find something. So I just want Adrian to be careful, but he is definitely going to be my pick.
Yeah, I mean, he's bigger. He's faster. He should hit harder. Like all those things. I agree with you. I mean, he should 100% win this fight. Not 100, but this is fist fighting. But I don't know. I don't love a lot of these big favorites on this card. And minus 325, 3-1 should win. But let's see how this goes. Maybe I'm giving Vinicius Salvador a little too much credit because it's definitely not on worrisome side on the Adrian side, but Vinicius is good everywhere. So I guess we'll find out. And somebody commented he's been having weight cut issues, which is why he moved up, which is true. And maybe he'll look spectacular because he isn't cutting weight anymore. Or, just not going to look great. Maybe he's going to look Michel Pereira-esque. Michel Pereira's looked better at 185 than he ever looked at 170.
Yeah, the nice part, too, is for Adrian is Vinicius is not going to be like, he's a low-volume type of guy who wants to kind of counter-strike, will play these games. So the good news for Adrian, too, is he shouldn't at least kind of have somebody like jump right in his face because after a couple knockouts and something, you could kind of just be on your bike a little bit, and he shouldn't have that issue.
Yeah, and that's why I'm just curious to see what he's going to look like. But the leg kick KO, like if he got knocked out twice, like he did with Rob Font, it happened twice, then it's like, what's he going to do now? It was a leg kick TKO. It is what it is. Like, you get kicked in the leg, you get kicked in the leg. And even if Vinicius goes out there and tries to do that, Jonathan Martinez's leg kicks are next level. You can't just like kick somebody's leg. Like Vinicius
has leg
different
kicks
world.
too, but they're not anything crazy. He has that weird back, the little step through, and with his back leg behind his own leg, he like kicks his shin or kicks the knees. Got some weird stuff. He'll do cartwheel kicks. He'll do all sorts of weird shit.
Yeah, I'm curious to see the size, what the size is going to be here, because Vinicius was huge at 25, 35. I don't know if he's going to be, what's the height?
He's a tall guy, long guy.
Yeah, 5'7", 5'7".
I mean, he literally is like just a small version and not as good version, obviously, of an Anderson Silva. I mean, that's how he fights, hands low, does the wild stuff. Literally will just walk back to the fence and say, come on, once he's on the fence, his hands are completely at his knees, and he's just trying to head movement, everything. He should be hittable.
Yeah, it should be an interesting fight. $9,300 in DraftKings. The only reason I may not jump on that is because Vinicius is durable. And even though Adrian has 5 wins in the UFC with 5 finishes, Vinicius is durable. I don't know if he's a guy you're just going to blast and put out like that. You think he will?
Here's my what I just thought of. My biggest probably advice for Adrian is he's a boxer. And a lot of times, as you're flowing, you want to extend those combinations, right? And that's usually how you find those big shots, the third, fourth, fifth shot. Against Vinicius, I would not extend those combinations, right? Because he can take a shot, and he will throw something weird. I would just stick 1-2 or 1-3 or so, something very just nice and tight. Your hands are back, you're out of there. Beat him up that way.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean that's not. Well, look what happened with was it Chris? Oh no, Chris Weidman threw that extra strike, which knocked out Anderson Silva. Right. He was doing 3-punch combinations through the fourth, and it connected. But yeah, I hear you. Well, either way, if you want to check out the picks, the bets, the round line leans, the artificial intelligence, and more, WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. It is only $10 for an entire month.
And that's a little bit different, too, because Weidman doesn't have the striking of an Anderson, so he had to do something.
Yeah,
Yanez can stand and just outbox this guy, or should.
Well, and in my head, before I said it out loud, I was like, I know somebody who lost who extended a combo, and it's like, nope, he won that fight.
He didn't win.
Before you go, let me give you $50. Anybody who goes to WeWantPicks.com/bets and signs up with any one of our affiliate partners gets $50 as a thank you. Use the link, Sign up, make a deposit. We send you $50 as a thank you.